previous video where we studied about class amphibia, in this video we'll talk about the next class, that is class reptilia. The word reptilia is derived from the Latin term that is repair. Repair means creep or crawl. So these are the organisms which will creep or crawl, or the mode of locomotion in these organisms is creeping or crawling. And the best example for that is snakes. As you all know, snakes will crawl. So these are the organisms which will creep or crawl. The class Reptilia or these organisms are the first true terrestrial vertebrate. Means this group or class Reptilia of vertebrate is the first group of vertebrate which are completely adapted for the terrestrial mode of life. In the previous class, that is class Amphibia, they are not completely adapted to live in the terrestrial medium. Whereas class Reptilia, they are completely adapted to live in the terrestrial medium. That's why the class Reptilia or this group of vertebrate is the first true terrestrial vertebrate. If you observe the body of this organism, the body is covered by dry skin. Dry skin because skin lack glands, or skin do not have any glands in the case of class Reptilia. That's why body is covered by dry skin consisting of exoskeleton made up of scales or scutes. So exoskeleton in the case of reptiles consisting of scales or scutes. And this exoskeleton will shed periodically. So there is a periodic shedding of exoskeleton in the case of class Reptilia. And that process of periodic shedding of exoskeleton is known as ecdysis or molting. So exoskeleton in the case of Reptilia will shed periodically to form skin cast, and that process of shedding of exoskeleton is known as ecdysis. The body of this organism consisting of two pairs of limbs, or four limbs are present in this organism, and they are pentadactyl. Pentadactyl means consisting of five separate digits. So two pairs or four limbs are present in most of the species, and limbs are pentadactyl in nature. Anyhow, some species completely lacks limbs, like in the case of snakes. So snakes do not have limbs. So limbs are present in most of the species, and in some species limbs are completely absent. Apart from having well-developed eyes, these organisms also have tympanum, which represents the ear in the case of class Reptilia. These organisms are poikilotherms or cold-blooded animals, or they are ectothermous in nature. What do you mean by poikilotherms? They do not have the ability to regulate their body temperature, or these organisms do not have the capacity to maintain or regulate their own body temperature. The body temperature of these organisms depends on the temperature of the surrounding medium. That's why they are poikilothermous, or they are cold-blooded animal. If we talk about the different organ system in the case of class Reptilia, first one is digestive system. Digestive system is complete in this organism. And in some species like crocodile, they have well developed alimentary canal with a gizzard-like stomach. Gizzard-like means having highly muscular stomach with the gastroliths. Gastroliths means stones or pebbles in the stomach. So in the case of crocodile, they have gizzard-like stomach with the stones or pebbles in the stomach, which is known as gastrolith. And because of the presence of these stones or the pebbles in the stomach, it helps in digestion. So what this crocodile do is they will swallow some pebbles or the stones, which helps in digestion. If we talk about the salivary gland, in some of the species like poisonous snakes, one of the salivary gland is developed or modified into poison gland, which will secrete and stores the poison. So that is in the case of poisonous snakes. If we talk about the circulatory system, most of the species have three-chambered heart, that is two auricle and one ventricle. Whereas in the case of crocodile, they have four-chambered heart, that is two auricle and two ventricle. That is about the circulatory system. If we talk about the excretory system, they have metanephric kidney, which will excrete uric acid as a nitrogenous waste. So kidney also well developed in this organism, which will excrete uric acid as a nitrogenous waste. If we talk about the reproductive system, they reproduce by sexual method. Sexes are separate, fertilization is internal, and they are oviparous in nature, means they lay egg, and the development is direct without any larval stages. The examples of class Reptilia includes Kelon, which is a turtle, Testo, which is a tortoise, Chameleon, which is a tree lizard, Calatus, which is a garden lizard, Crocodilus, which is commonly called as crocodile, alligator, which is commonly called as alligator, Hemidactylus, which is a wall lizard, Nasa, which is commonly called as cobra, Bungarus, which is commonly called as crate, Vipera, which is commonly called as viper. So that is all about the characteristics and examples of class Reptilia. I hope this video is useful. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.